This is the weekend edition of Broad Markets Technical Analysis, and today is August the 9th of 2013. My name is Miguel Vences. I am a trader, a mentor, and an analyst for Grok Trade, and I'm delighted to bring you today this weekend edition. And let's start by reviewing the action of today in the broad market. The Dow, 0.47% to the downside. S&P 500, 0.36% down. Nasdaq down here, 0.25%, also to the downside. The Russell's 0.10 to the downside, and the VIX 5.34%, spiking up a little more than was needed to validate this down movement today. Not enough to really cause a lot of selling, and part of the reason for that is that, as we can see here in the chart, after breaking down this rising wedge, we fell right back into known territory, this trading range where we were stuck for about a week and a half or 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of July. And as we can see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all these 4 days we traded within the same range. The last 3 days finding support on the 20-day moving average. There continues to be indecision in the market, and there are many different reasons for that, but in part I believe is the pure psychological fact that we are trading at record highs when the rhetoric in the media is that the economy is not strong enough to support such growth. So even though we have continued to go up, every time the breakouts have been a little more timid. And so this week we're back into this trading range between the 1682 and the 1700 levels. Now there is definitely a slowing of momentum. Just take a look at this white trend line, and then as we draw this line between this swing high and the following swing high, we can see that there's a slowing on momentum. The slope is decreasing, and that might just be the way the markets are telling us to slow down. In the weekly, we continue. These weekly yellow lines form a rising wedge, as I mentioned last week. We continue to be inside that pattern, as well as the monthly rising wedge. And as of right now, we have plenty of space to trade sideways, to the downside, or to the upside. So really, right now, the markets have not made up their mind. So we need to adjust to that fact. In the Dow, we have a very similar pattern, with the only exception that today we broke down the line of support, the 15,500 level, which shows weakness, particularly in relationship at the rest of the indices, like the Nasdaq, who has been trading sideways for 3 days and has respected this line of support, and the Russells likewise. So the Dow is definitely the weaker of all the indices. It has not been the leader on the way up. We'll have to watch and see if it will be the leader on the way down. So in conclusion, we broke this daily rising wedge and we went back into this sideways movement, which shows indecision, possibly consolidation, but in any case, these are the two levels to be watching before we commit our trading capital, 1682 and 1700. Next weekend, we have our mentorship online. You're still in time to call, to write an email to carolina@groktrade.com and be a part of our top-notch educational experience here in Grok Trade. Have a great weekend. We'll see you here on Monday.